Hello friends, my name is Jose Luis. This time I am going to show you how to make a clothesline that's very easy to make and very practical. I am going to leave you the measurements in the featured comment. Let us get to work. We start by marking the 4 legs. We place the tip evenly, and we mark them at 58.5 centimeters and 40 centimeters. At 40 we mark at 3.5 centimeters from each side, where the bottom crossbar would go, which is 7 centimeters wide. There we turn it, we mark with the square. At 40 centimeters we are going to mark only 2 legs, and we mark it in the center. And to the other 2 legs, if we mark it at 58.5 centimeters, and also the center, it will be where the round head bolt will go. We dotted them, we lifted them up and drilled holes with the 7mm bit, because that's where the round-headed bolt would go. With a 4mm bit, we drill only these 2 legs to place the hexagonal screws, hexagonal head. And there we mark 4 centimeters, from both sides, that is, at both ends, and we mark it again at 45 degrees. And I check if the crossbar is going to fit in the upper part, that are 6 centimeters, and they fit just right. And the lower part, that would be the one that would rest on the ground, all the inclinations looking to the same side. We mark the strip crosswise, and we make a hole with the 4mm bit, and we put the 52mm long hexagonal head screw, and we are going to leave the head approximately 2 millimeters outside so that the rope tensioner hooks. And we also place the other side, so we leave them ready. This would be the top rail. Where would the rope go? We mark 1.5 on each side. We measure how much we have left, and we divide it in 3, and it tells us that the rope will go approximately every 22 centimeters. We mark it in the center, and we pierce it with the 7mm 3-point wick. We mark with a circle the upper part where the strings would go, so that it doesn't hurt us. And to this one that would be the tensor below, we mark it at 2 centimeters. And from there we measure it at 30, and we mark the center again. And then we make a hole with a 8 or 9 bit, maybe, because the screw has an 8, so it would be better to have a 9, and at one of the ends, we mark it that way. But I recommend that the space must be on both sides, so that you can run, first forward, and then backward, in this way stretch and lock. Now at the end, I'm going to show you. And we started cutting. We make the slot for the hexagonal head bolt to enter. Now you will see how it has to be, on both sides, with the 9 or 10 bits so that the tensioner locks. We cut the 45-degree angles. One would rest on the ground and the other for the turnbuckle crossbar where the strings will go. I also run everything through the sanding roller, after which we finish it by hand anyway, to get the sharp edges off. I already have a pair of scissors assembled. I am going to show you how to assemble one, and then you will have to assemble the other. They should verify that the two inside legs open to the same side. And we put the round head bolt, also a washer, so that it doesn't tighten. They adjust it, they cut it a little and reveat it, and I loosen it a little, because I usually adjust very well. And there we begin to assemble. This would be the bottom crossbar that we are going to screw into the outside legs. I place it square and I'm screwing. I control how much was left open above and left the same opening. And I raise it. You must consider that you have to raise it evenly, on both sides to the same height, to screw that upper crossbar, because if they don't lift evenly, their leg will be crooked. Now I center it. I'm going to put a screw on it. I put glue and screw it. I check the inside opening again. I measure it crosswise to see if it turned out well in the square. Just now I put the other two screws. I turn it and screw it by the inside legs. We finished placing the other top crossbar where the rope would go. I put glue on both sides. How can you see? On the side of the inside leg, the strip would go with the hexagonal head screws so that it hooks the support. This is what I told you previously. We must drill from both sides, and I do it now. It is so that the hitch is perfect. And there we put the rope. I divided it into two, which would be approximately 4 meters long, two 4-meter strips. And I tighten it well, because it gives to tighten it well if it has the support below that we just saw. Then one can stretch the rope well, and when placing the clothes, they don't hang, because if you don't want to close the leg when it's heavy clothes. And there I cut it with fire. I placed the other side, because that way it tenses better, making it in 2 parts the rope. I tighten it more, he hooked it well below the turnbuckle and ready. Good friends, the clothesline is ready, extremely easy to do, and very practical. If you liked it, give it a like, share it with your friends. See you in the next video. Bye bye.